Hello, I'm the bolting shaman. I remember it, so you don't have.
Hey!
Oh, sup, P?
Nothing much. Except for the fact that you hacked into my video. Plus you did so well ripping off the nostalgia critic. I mean, what the hell?
Oh, shut up. This is coming from someone who copied Logan's dot right.
Don't even think about bringing up that travesty.
Yeah, whatever, Cyclops, Igloo. Now let's just get on with it.
For the last time, it's the Celestic Warrior. Never mind. Cue intro. Hey lads, it's the Celestic Warrior here with...
Celestic Warrior? I thought it was.
Will ya shut up?
So anyways, greetings my gentlemen. PJ and I here, and welcome to our first collab.
So as a way to welcome the new fossil Pokemon of Gen 6 and their evolutions, which look awesome by the way, we present our top 10 fossil Pokemon. For some who don't know or didn't care to know, fossil Pokemon are basically ancient Pokemon that are supposedly extinct or endangered, but in the present day.
So, we shall now count down every fossil Pokemon and rate them by qualities such as design, statistics, and sometimes even concept and roles. Now keep in mind, these are merely our opinions. You can detest them like a manic barbarian you are, but we're not here to change your opinions. So if yours are different than ours, then we won't be bothered by it, and you can share them with us as you want.
Now with all that said, let's rock!
Let's start the list with Relicanth.
But he's not a fossil.
Ahem.
Alright then.
Also known as the longevity Pokemon, Relicanth is likely one of the oldest Pokemon ever existed. The ancient stonefish can live up to 100 million years and doesn't show a slight change physically.
As far as statistics go, Relicanth is your everyday, slow physical brute with moderately high defense and downright unusable special attack. It's about as generic as you can get. I mean, okay, yeah, it can learn Calm Mind. But do you really want to use a Calm Mind set with that special attack? I didn't think so.
What's even sadder about this Pokemon is that most of its move pool consisted of mostly great special moves, yet it can't even accommodate for them that well. Oh well, then again, who needs those when you can just use the Head Smash and Rock Head strategy with this thing anyways? Oh yeah, Aggron pulled this stuff better.
Relicanth's design is heavily based off of a Relicanth, a rare fish that are highly related to the reptiles and mammals as opposed to common fishes. So wait, is this thing even a bloody fish?
I don't know. Who gives a crap anyways? So while Relicanth does have an interesting design and concept, its statistics and other battle capabilities are just downright inferior to various other rock or water Pokemon, which keeps him from standing out among the other fossils.
You know, at this point I still don't get what this thing's even doing on the list. I mean, you don't even revive it from a fossil.
Well, you know, Relicanth is still legitimately prehistoric, and plus, 10 is always nicer than 9.
Heh, I guess I can't really argue with that. Next entry. Well, this was obvious enough.
Well, no one cared too much about this Pokemon anyways.
Here, don't be so mean.
Sorry.
Anyways, at number 9 we have the very first fossil Pokemon in the series, Omastar. Or the first full evolved fossil Pokemon. Never mind. This, well, dancing Ammonite Pokemon possess some rather interesting stat distributions, with defense and special attack that reaches more than 350, and mostly uses stats everywhere else.
Well, not completely. Even with meh stats everywhere else, Shell Smash can still fix the speed and physical attack problem.
But, in fairness, his speed is rather low, at least in comparison with the likes of Cloyster after a Shell Smash. But, unlike Relicanth, even without a Shell Smash, Omastar has a decent enough move pool to back up his special attack, meaning that he can easily wreak havoc when given the chance.
Omastar's concept is obviously based off of the Ammonoidea, an ancient mollusk cuttlefish species that existed until the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event.
Well, that certainly wasn't obvious.
Oh, shut up. I gotta come up with something.
Yeah, something obvious.
Now, where did I put that gun?
Okay, fine, I'll shut up, jeez.
So, Omastar, even though it's not the most interesting Pokemon in the world, it's still relatively decent in battle. So, if you want a non-grass type Tangela, then this is certainly a pretty good Pokemon to pick up.
But Tangela has a better wall anyways.
know if this is true or not, but Bastiodon has an almost unseeable fanbase, and I'm pretty much one of them.
And I'm not. Ha!
Go away. Bastiodon's typing is pretty controversial. People see the Rock Steel typing as either a great combination of defensive typing, or just a pathetic quad weakened type. Honestly, while I'm not the biggest fan of this typing, there's a huge advantage that Pokemon with a typing like this can gain. I'll get to that much later. Looking at the stats, Bastiodon is a pretty straightforward tank. Aside from its monstrous defenses, it doesn't really have any useful stats. However, with defenses and typing like these, along with the ability Sturdy, it pretty much makes for one of the best users of Metal Burst. Sure, when you get down to it, Aggron can do just about the same job, but what Bastiodon has that Aggron doesn't is special defense. Whereas Aggron will go down easily from moves like Aura Sphere and Earth Power, Bastiodon can still tank those moves pretty well without having to always rely on Sturdy all the time.
While I'm not the biggest fan of Bastiodon, I will say that I love how his head is designed like a shield to go with its defenses. I mean, I know, it's kinda obvious, but I still find it to be a nice touch. However, I will say that what brings him down is, well, his fighting style really isn't for me. I mean, he learns a lot of good attacking moves, but he hasn't got the power to back it up. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a tank who can take a lot of hits and hit back hard, without relying on Metal Burst, of course. And even then, that can only be used so much before he goes down. And given Bastiodon's low HP as well, it doesn't really serve his defenses much either.
Suits you. I personally find some good use out of Bastiodon. It may not be the best tank in the world, but it's certainly something I won't refuse to have in my team.
Next up on the list is Costa, and oh man, I love this Pokemon. For me, Costa is just one of those Pokemon that I fell in love with the instant I saw it. What sold me on Costa was obviously his design. It's not something I can explain that easily. I just think he looks really cool with that stance in his face. Or maybe it's just because he reminds me of Blastoise, who is rather nostalgic to me. But I also really like his cry. It almost sounds like he's beatboxing. But obviously Costa doesn't just have the coolness factor to him. He also happens to have very good stats. With a base attack of 108 and his base defense being over 130, it's clear his role is to be a physical tank. Of course he has access to Shell Smash, which can turn him into a frightening sweeper given that he also has some decent special attack.
Yeah, I won't exactly refer to him as frightening. I mean, sure, a Shell Smash can help out with boosting his offenses, but his speed is almost Parasect low, which makes him easily outsped even after a Shell Smash. Also, after Relicanth, I'm starting to grow wary of the rock-water typing amongst the fossils. Sure, it makes sense for Costa seeing how he's a turtle, but I suppose it could have been done somewhat differently. Personally, I like Costa in a more defensive point of view. With solid rock, Costa can pretty much take damage from its weaknesses like it was nothing. Even grass moves won't give him much of a hassle with his ability. Well, unless it's a special base grass move, then no.
So yeah, while Costa isn't the best fossil Pokemon out there, he's certainly one of my personal favorites with his cool design, decent stat distribution, and a good move pool to make him into a very solid Pokemon. Get it? Solid? As in, solid rock? Oh hey look! It's that terrible fossil Pokemon!
What did you say?
I said that terrific fossil. Okay.
Good. In all seriousness though, despite all the criticism against it, I still really like Archaeopteryx.
Wait, hey, so do I. You just scripted it to make it as though.
Shut up and follow the script.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, just put the gun down.
So if Aerodactyl doesn't look too accurately like a prehistoric bird, then Archaeopteryx certainly does. I just love the design so much. It's also quite interesting that its design and concept follows that of the Archaeopteryx, an ancient creature known to be the very first species of birds.
As far as stats go, this thing is a total powerhouse. Its attack is the exact same as Darmanitan's, getting as high as 416. And it also has high special attack as well, making it a pretty good mixed sweeper. Plus it has high speed in order to back that up. But then there's its ability. The reason why he's making it seem as though
I'll take this one. Yeah, a lot of people got turned off by this Pokemon simply just because of its ability. Personally, I don't mind Defeatis too much currently. Yeah, sure, I got turned off by Archaeopteryx for the same reason at first, but really, that was back then. When I remember correctly, I really don't regret having Archaeopteryx on my team. Its monstrous stats always seem to do well, and even if it did take damage, it'll usually die instantly, so I really never get infuriated with the ability. So overall, while Archaeopteryx does have a massive hindrance in ability, it's never that much of a sweat to me. Archaeopteryx is still a great Pokemon with an awesome design, awesome stats, and it can learn some pretty cool moves.
That's actually the same case with me. In other words, I actually like him. This script is a flippin' lie! No mean reference intended.
Also, it can learn Dragon Pulse and Outrage. Yeah.